Can the Los Angeles Lakers get LeBron a second star? That is the question. And while many people assume the Lakers will be able to do it, I'm not entirely sure about that. I'll just go through the list. First on the list is Kevin Love, who is no longer a free agent anymore because he secured the bag by signing a max extension with Cleveland. But even if he was a free agent, I don't know why the hell the Lakers would want to sign him. We already saw how the LeBron-Love pairing works. Love is basically just a glorified role player on that team, because LeBron just has him on the perimeter shooting threes all day. In addition to that, he is very, very injury prone. The Lakers are not going to get Kevin Love, and they really should not want to. Kyrie Irving. Well, he already said that he wants to stay with Boston, but I wouldn't be surprised if he changes his mind about that. Because he did say that the reason why he liked the Celtics so much is because this team has potential to run the East for God knows how many years from now. But so far this season, it has not been working out too well. And honestly, I think it is a legitimate possibility that they might lose in the first round. They would face Indiana or Philadelphia in the first round if the playoffs started right now. Both of those teams could beat Boston with the way they're playing right now. They still do have time to turn it around, but if they don't, I would not be surprised if Kyrie leaves. Regardless though, I don't think Kyrie wants to play with LeBron anymore anyway, as evidenced by the fact that he requested a trade from the Cavs back in 2017. You know, at the time, I thought the reason why Kyrie wanted out was because he saw the writing on the wall. He knew they would never be able to beat Golden State with Kevin Durant. He knew the team had bad contracts and could never improve the roster, or not never improve the roster, but it would be a while before they could. And he probably had a feeling LeBron was leaving, so he just got out while he could. He just got out as soon as he could. I honestly did not think it was because he had any problem with LeBron. But you know, there have been reports since then that maybe that's the case. I'm not Kyrie Irving, so I can't tell you why he left. But if he did leave because he does not want to play with LeBron, then obviously the Lakers have no chance of getting Kyrie. Kemba Walker. As much as many fans, including myself, would love to see Kemba leave Charlotte and play for a contender, he's not going anywhere. And this is because he has a similar mentality as Reggie Miller. If you have ever read that article written by Reggie after KD signed with the Warriors, he basically said that, in his opinion, as an NBA superstar, if you're playing for a small market team, he kind of felt obligated to stay with the team, to stay with that community. And even though if I was an NBA superstar, I would go to the team that I think I can win a championship with, and I would not be one of those loyal players, because I know at the end of the day all fans are going to care about is how many rings you have. Despite that, I can respect Reggie's viewpoint. I can understand it, and I believe Kemba Walker has that same mentality. He is loyal to Charlotte. MJ doesn't want to trade him. The Lakers aren't getting Kemba. Klay Thompson. The Lakers aren't getting Klay. They're not getting... The Warriors are going to keep him. He's perfectly content where he's at. And why do all these guys' names start with K? Kawhi Leonard. There may come a day when the Lakers look back and they're going to be like, damn, we should have traded for Kawhi when we had the chance. Because the Raptors are really great right now. And from a basketball standpoint, it would not make any sense for Kawhi to leave. But then again, Kawhi is a more unique NBA superstar. For all I know, if the Raptors won a championship this year, Kawhi still might leave because he wants to be in LA that badly. However, the LA team he signs with might not be the Lakers, could be the Clippers. There have been these reports that say he might prefer the Clippers over the Lakers. He might not want to play with LeBron. Are these reports true? Only time will tell. Bradley Beal. He has the distinction of being the first player I've talked about whose name does not begin with a K. He is also not going to be a free agent in 2019. In order for the Lakers to acquire him, it would have to be via trade. The Wizards don't want to trade Bradley Beal. They might want to blow up the entire team, but I think they want to keep Beal, which is kind of awkward because out of their big three, Otto Porter Jr., John Wall, Bradley Beal, Beal has the highest trade value because he has a great contract, is only 25, can still improve. Those reasons are also why the Wizards would want to keep him though. Nevertheless, if the Lakers were to get Bradley Beal, would Beal and LeBron be good enough to win a championship? I don't know about that one. Jimmy Butler. You know, there was a point in time when I thought Butler was one of the more likely 2019 free agents to go to the Lakers, but then he requested a trade and the teams on his list were the Clippers, Knicks, Nets, and the Heat. And since then he has been traded to the Sixers, with there being an unofficial agreement between both parties that he will re-sign with them. So he's kind of off the market, I guess, or off the books, whatever. DeMarcus Cousins. I could see the Lakers getting Cousins. That is definitely pretty... I see no reason why they couldn't. I'll put it like that. However, my only concern with Cousins is the fact that he is coming off an Achilles injury. That is an injury that ruins careers. Just look at Kobe Bryant, Isaiah Thomas, Chauncey Billups. In the case of Isaiah Thomas, he just retired like right after he tore his Achilles. Chauncey could barely even play anymore, and Kobe was a shell of himself for the last 3 years of his career. Dominique Wilkins was able to bounce back though. I believe he may be the only player in NBA history who had an Achilles injury and certainly did not show it after he came back. History is not on DeMarcus Cousins' side, to put it simply. I hope I'm wrong, but I think his days of being an NBA superstar are done. If the Lakers get him, they still need to go out and get another star to pair with LeBron. Kristaps Porzingis. His name also starts with a K. He is a restricted free agent. No way the Knicks are letting him go. Moving on. Now on to the two guys you probably were waiting for me to get to. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis. Let's start with KD. Kevin Durant is an interesting one because I don't understand why he would sign with the Lakers. He is currently in a perfect situation to win championships for the rest of his career. So the only reason why he would leave the Warriors is because he knows that, I don't know if it's a majority, but a decent amount of NBA fans do not respect his championships. And a lot of older players don't respect it either. The only reason he would leave is to go win a ring somewhere where there would be no asterisks. Everybody would recognize him as a champion. I don't think going to the Lakers would really help him achieve that goal because the narrative would be, oh, you need to join Steph Curry and a 73-win team in order to win a championship. And then after that team was done, You decide to go team up with the best player in the league in order to win more championships. You see how it's not really a good look for Kevin Durant? I suppose he might go to the Lakers for the same reasons why LeBron is there, and that's because he just wanted to be in Los Angeles. You know, I think it's a great city. I've actually never been there. I hear it's a great city. And then you got all the off-the-court business ventures. I'm not sure if Kevin Durant has those same interests as LeBron. On top of everything I just mentioned, he also has those comments about how playing with LeBron is toxic because of the media coverage surrounding him. I find it hard to believe somebody you want to team up with, you would say that about them. Like, I know they weren't a direct shot at LeBron. He wasn't insulting LeBron, but still. I won't rule out Durant signing there, though, because for the entirety of last season, I was one of those people saying LeBron is not going to LA, and I was wrong about that. So because of that, I won't rule out anything. And now moving on to Anthony Davis. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. ESPN and Fox Sports talk about this shit every single day. They are pushing so hard for AD to go to LA. And I can understand why. Anthony Davis may just be LeBron and the Lakers' only hope. He is the only player on this list that I think has a pretty good chance of going to the Lakers and would also make them title contenders. But there are a couple of questions that come with Anthony Davis. One, does he actually want to go there, or is that just a media thing? I know he signed with Clutch Sports, but that does not necessarily mean he wants to play with LeBron. No, Ben Simmons is also signed with Clutch Sports, but LeBron did not go to Philadelphia. And even if Anthony Davis actually did want to sign with the Lakers, does it really matter? He's not a free agent. The Pelicans can trade him anywhere that makes an offer for him. And if we look at the recent history of NBA trades, Kyrie Irving wanted to be traded to the Heat, Spurs, Timberwolves, or Knicks. He got traded to Boston. Jimmy Butler wanted to be traded to the Heat, Knicks, Nets, or Clippers. He got traded to the Sixers. Paul George wanted to be a Laker, got traded to Oklahoma City. Kawhi Leonard also wanted to be a Laker or Clipper. He got sent to Toronto. NBA teams don't seem to want to honor the trade destination requests of a lot of their players. So just based off of that recent history, if Anthony Davis requests a trade to the Lakers, I think for that reason alone, he won't go to the Lakers. The Pelicans will send him elsewhere, I don't know where. Well before all these AD to the Lakers rumors started, I always had a feeling that the Warriors were somehow, someway gonna get him. Like, I don't know who will be on the team besides Curry, but I just have a feeling they're somehow gonna add him to that roster. Maybe Draymond's not there anymore, maybe Kevin Durant's not there anymore. The only guy I'm certain about is Curry, and I just have a feeling the Warriors are somehow gonna pull it off. There is one more player, though, that could be the second star for the Lakers, and they don't have to sign anyone or trade anyone in order to get this player, because he's already on the team. Brandon Ingram has star potential. The only problem is, I'm not sure if he'll ever reach it playing next to LeBron. It has been an awkward fit between those two. I can see Brandon Ingram averaging like 20 to 25 points per game at least, 8-ish rebounds, maybe 6 assists, if he ever reaches his full potential. I know he has been pretty disappointing to Lakers fans so far this season, and you could argue that Kyle Kuzma has been better than him so far, but I don't think you can argue that he has a higher ceiling than Ingram. However, as I said before, I don't know if Ingram will ever reach his full potential playing next to LeBron. Maybe if Luke Walton utilized him better, but who knows if that's gonna happen.